Welcome to Keeping It Real Estate. This is Rebecca Seyller, and I'm with Kevin B. McPherson. And our special guest today is colleague Ashley Allen. Today, we're going to discuss hobbies. In real estate, we sometimes see that our clients are looking for property that makes them have access to their hobbies, or maybe that property is conducive to their hobbies. I have a good example of that. I've got a client right now. He's in process of closing property that will help him with his golf hobby. And he just moved into town 2 years ago and bought a house with me that is awesome. And they loved it. And they didn't really know as many people here, but through him just going to the golf course, he met people, plugged in, made a lot of friends, and now they want to move to a house closer to the golf course so that he can not be so far away from home, and also that maybe his boys would learn to play golf. So that's kind of a neat, he loved the house they bought, but now he's thinking this would be better for us. So we see that fairly frequent in real estate. Most people I want this and this, and it's all about the house. But sometimes we find out that it really is about what they need access to. So what examples might you all have? Kevin, what do you know?
I was kind of going towards like hunting. If your hobby's hunting, maybe you want a property that's neighbors, like a wildlife management area, or maybe has some duck hunting on the property or deer hunting.
Yeah.
That your thing.
Yeah. We have a lot of people come in and look for property from out of state too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And not necessarily to live on though, right?
Yeah. No, it's going to be like more recreational. They're probably just going to, maybe come during the season, maybe have a cabin to stay or something while they're here.
Yeah, that's cool. Those are some deep pockets right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Deeper than
That
mine.
and like water access, stuff like that. I was thinking more what I've had before is if they already have a church that they're close by, or like they're new to town and they're looking to be close to the schools for commute and stuff like that, parks, just that kind of stuff. People like families with kids, they want to be close by the stuff that they need to do with their kids.
That's true. My sister always picks a place. She's moved a lot in her life, and it has to be near walking trails.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
That was my next
And so that's,
thought.
more, somewhere in the suburbs where she has real quick access to at least one walking trail so that she can do her running and walking. And
Yeah, sometimes you got to get out of the concrete jungle for a minute.
yeah.
Well, like some of our neighborhoods don't have sidewalks, so.
Right. Yeah. And it's not necessarily safe to run everywhere.
Right.
So our hobbies sometimes are related to our talents, but not all of them. Not definitely always intertwined. Some of our hobbies might just be more enjoyable, and we may not really be talented in them, but we enjoy doing them, which is important, right? I mean, a hobby is something. What is a hobby?
It's something you do to enjoy. Like, you don't necessarily have to be good at it. I don't consider myself an elite duck hunter, but I do enjoy to go.
Yeah.
That just gave me a thought. We were watching, there's this show on Netflix called BS. And it's Howie Mandel, and it's kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? They ask these questions and you get up to $1 million, but you have to answer each one. And there's a panel of 3 judges who decide whether you really know the answer or not. And so the goal is to BS them into thinking you're telling the truth. And if one of them believes you, then you get it right, even if you got the question wrong.
What?
And one of the judges on the episode we watched said that one of her hobbies was trivia. She was the worst judge the whole time. Like, she didn't know any of the answers to any of the questions, but she was having the best time of her life.
She wasn't very good at trivia at that time, but she loved it.
Yeah.
I guess if you're having fun, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
So I feel like a lot of hobbies, though, people are probably pretty good at them, and that's why they might, especially the ones you
enjoy
spend money on. You know what I mean? Like, if you're really investing in it, you probably are good at it or want to get good at it.
Right. Yeah.
But then there's also hobbies that are just for pure enjoyment, and they might not cost anything, and you just I suck at playing this card game with the girls, but I love
so fun.
doing it. You know what I mean? So those kind of things. I wanted to talk to you both about your hobbies because you both joined the team just a little over 2 years ago, our brokerage. And Ashley, you had been an agent prior, and
Mm-hmm.
then you came to us, and Kevin was brand new.
Mhm.
And you both brought your talents with you and have really benefited our brokerage. And I am forever grateful. And that's what made me want to talk about hobbies, is because of the impact hobbies can have on your personal life, your relationships, but also if it's a talent in a hobby, how it can also benefit maybe even your employer or your profession. So
Yeah.
with that, Ashley, you're just really creative. And she's really good at photography. She's good at laying things out visually and design, which is great, really greatly improved our media posts and marketing. So I have an example of before Ashley doing our marketing, and since Ashley's joined us and done our marketing. Kevin, can you put that up?
Yeah, I got you.
So
Whoa.
I was really, really, I was really good at what I did until I found out I wasn't. So this is like one of our worst, one of our worst examples probably, but
There were better ones.
we actually did put this online. So then Ashley
Mm.
came along and our marketing looks more like this now.
Yeah, let me get that Trosty off the screen there.
Yeah, cue
Okay.
that up.
Okay.
A little bit of a difference.
Yeah,
Wow.
just a
Wow.
little.
I don't know which one I'd be more proud of.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we've come a long way, and that's because Ashley's just good with this kind of thing. She can see it in her head and she can do it quickly, and we love it. And so we're so grateful. So tell me, are these talents your hobbies?
I would say when it comes to graphic stuff, yes. Like I'll make a graphic for anything or anybody. So I
Mhm.
feel like that makes it a hobby
Yeah.
because I enjoy doing it all the time.
Yeah, I know, like, I used to, like, send you stuff like, "Hey, can you make me a graphic?" And then because like, I didn't know how to do it, and then, like, you, like, made me look really good. You make all of us look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, photography. So you did photography. You do some of that on the side too.
I do. I actually opened my own photography LLC a little over 2 years ago, right before I came here. And I kind of cut back on it just because I am working here full time. And when I first started, I wasn't planning on working full time because had my real estate license and it just, anyway, long story. But yeah, I cut back on doing portrait photography because I found out I love doing photography, but I don't like taking pictures of families.
Okay.
I love the way their pictures look, but I'm just not mentally equipped to do all the posing and fixing people's hair. And for me, doing it with just one person is way easier. So I really like doing creative photography, like maybe costume, or I've done some pictures before for a friend of mine where we just literally went out into the country and took like weird, just like spooky photos.
Yeah.
But the other type of photography that I really like to do is events and like sports because I don't have to pose anybody. I just
Yeah.
take pictures the
Yeah.
whole time and then I pick out the best ones. And so for me, posing people and doing still photography and like portraits is not a hobby, and it's totally different type of photography than what I like to do.
Did you do
Oops,
photography
sorry.
No,
when
no
you were
problem.
younger as fun as a hobby, and
I
then
did.
decided you liked it and it became more?
Yeah, I've always liked cameras, probably since before we even had like I had cell phones, like before the Razor flip phone.
Yeah.
I was using my grandparents' camera going around taking pictures of like everything.
Would they have, like, a
Um,
Polaroid or the
yeah,
instant one?
and then we had the instant cameras, so
Yeah.
I always had an instant camera. And then when I was probably 17 or 18, my grandma got a new Canon camera and like a digital camera.
Mhm.
And I started taking pictures of like my sister and my friends. And then I had my daughter when I was 20, and I started taking pictures of her all the time, and it just kind of grew after I was like,
Were
okay, I'm
they
actually kind of good at this.
were they cooperative subjects?
They were.
Okay.
They were. It was a lot of creative stuff too, though.
Yeah.
So I just kind of clicked and went as we went. But
Well, what other hobbies do you enjoy?
so earlier you said that you don't always have to be good at a hobby
Yes,
to enjoy it. And
it is
so
true.
I like bowling. I'm not amazing at bowling. I'm decent. I don't have a high average or anything. I think it's like 135 or something,
Yeah.
but I do like to go bowling. So that's a hobby.
Yeah.
Um, kind of feeding into the graphic design marketing aspect of everything. I love to organize. There is just something so satisfying about walking into a space that doesn't have an empty surface anywhere and taking it and putting everything in somewhere where it belongs and having clean lines and empty spaces, and just knowing where everything is.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like that kind of feeds into a lot of aspects in my life, like with the graphic design, like being able to visually organize things.
hmm
Like keep the photo balanced or like the
Yeah.
graphic.
Yeah.
Like,
Right,
yeah.
right. Like even when I decorate at home, like that even takes organization, like balancing shelves with, other shelves, or making sure your pictures on the wall are even between wherever they're going to be. So,
I
I
saw
don't know.
before we started you had to get us balanced in the frame.
Oh yeah, we did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some people might call that OCD,
Yeah.
but not really. But yeah, I like to
Hmm.
organize. I do like to decorate. And that's more of a I don't know if that's a hobby or if it's just more of something that I like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a lot of things that I like that might not necessarily be hobbies, but photography, organization, music,
Bowling for fun. Yeah.
bowling.
Yeah. A lot of people like to bowl. I love to bowl, and I'm way worse than that. But you.
Yeah. I was
But
on the bowling team in high school. We won the
No, I
state
didn't know that.
champion. We
that's
we
that's
did.
impressive.
I
You're
got
a
a
state
letterman's
champion?
jacket
What?
and everything,
I didn't know
but
this.
yeah.
So, Kevin, you started with us over 2 years ago, too. And right from the get go, you were brand new into real estate and you were so eager to
Mhm.
learn the ropes of real estate. And you're just the computer guy.
Mhm.
And I mean, we all use them all day, but his setup is pretty impressive.
If-
Double screens and whatnot. But he did a lot of research. You watched a lot of YouTube videos and podcasts to help you with real estate. And so I felt like that led you to want to help our brokerage have a presence online with YouTube and TikTok. And then eventually you pushed us into doing the podcast.
Wore you down.
So these endeavors have helped us be seen by a lot more potential clients. And I feel like we're helping educate
Yeah.
not just our clients, but just the public on things real estate or related to real estate. So this computer video clips, all these things that you're doing now on TikTok and these different forums, is that a hobby, or I know you're talented in figuring things out
Hmm.
very quickly.
Mhm.
And doing a lot of that, but did you consider that a hobby? And was that stuff you were always kind of doing new things on the computer before that, or?
Growing up, I was always kind of interested in computers. The older I got, I didn't really like it as much. And I never really cared for the camera until I got into real estate. I'm kind of shy. I don't like my picture taken. I don't like being on this video. I don't know if y'all can tell. But the video is important because of social media, because we have to break this
Mhm.
down in clips for all of our social medias.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the reason for the video. If it wasn't for that, we'd have no video.
So your talent was self-learned, self-taught, and obviously something that's grown since you
Right.
started. And so it's really new, and it's just grown into something over 2 years.
So I've always had social media. I never really used it a whole lot until I got into real estate. And I realized pretty quick from some different instructors that that was going to be the, driving force probably behind my real estate career, because I had to control how I was perceived online
Mm-hmm.
because that is how we advertise now.
Yeah.
So,
And they say, I think like 85% of buyers look online before they ever talk to an agent.
Which we know, whether we knew that percentage or not, everybody starts looking at Zillow,
mhm.
Realtor.com. They just, yeah.
Wherever
And
they can.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think it turned out to be a pretty good move because, a lot of times I get random phone calls from strangers I don't know. And a lot of times I ask them, I'm like, how did you hear about me? And they're like, oh, well, I saw you online, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, it must be working. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
so,
definitely think it has worked even just brokerage wide,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and I appreciate that. So, other than that, tell me some other hobbies you enjoy.
My number one hobby and the thing that I've loved most is real estate. That's my number one hobby.
You
Really?
love what you do.
Love it.
And I love talking about real estate. And then sometimes I have to remember that I actually need to go do real estate and quit talking about it
Yes.
and make some money to pay bills.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so before real estate, probably my number one hobby, I love to hunt, duck, deer hunt. That was something that my dad got me involved in at a young age. But I don't go as much anymore. Now I'm more into hunting houses for people. So
Hunting
yeah.
houses, and I'm glad, but I do think we're going to need to do a podcast from a duck blind.
Oh,
Yeah, we can make it
goodness.
happen. Yeah, we'll haul all this out there.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. We may be able to. I'm sure you can figure out a simpler system for us.
There's got to
So,
be a way.
yeah, we can just use our
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another hobby of mine is actually podcasting. It was something that I didn't think that I would enjoy. I have no formal training in radio or broadcasting. Y'all can probably tell that from watching this interview. But I learned mostly by trial and error, and I thought this would be a good way. We could help educate some of the buyers and sellers when I initially pitched this idea to.
Yeah. So, well, good. It's been fun process,
It's
and
been
I'm
a ride for sure.
sure thankful for, I guess, what everybody on our team, there's others of us obviously
Mm-hmm.
not here represented, but what they bring to the table, whether it's their talents, which there are a lot of talents on our team, but then even the hobbies, and then the enjoyment of us talking about our hobbies
Mm-hmm.
or what we did this weekend,
Yes.
and it's brought us all closer,
Mhm.
and you know each other a little better, and
Yeah.
it makes the workplace way more enjoyable.
That is my
Agreed.
favorite thing about podcasting, the conversations you have and the stuff you learn just from the different people we interview and talk to.
Yeah, I
So,
agree. It's been fun. My hobbies through life have changed, uh, probably just as maybe with maturity, where I've lived. Some of my hobbies are not the same as they were 20 years ago. You just change as a person too.
Yeah.
But also where you live does make a big difference. But now I'd say the hobbies that have stuck with me, I've always loved to read, and listen to music. I like to sing, and that's something I'm just good at, not great at, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I like it.
I guess that's one of my
You know what I mean?
hobbies too. I left
I like
out
it.
karaoke and all of that.
Yeah, it's just
It's so
fun.
fun.
And I've loved to run or ride bike most of my life, and gardening. That's a big deal. When I was younger, gardening was a chore. But when I started getting my own place, I realized your house looks so much better with flowers
Mm-hmm.
or the right kind of shrubbery and
Mm-hmm.
landscaping. And I do all my own, and I really enjoy it. I feel like I save money by doing it myself, but I also like the process. It is
Mm-hmm.
not work to me.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah. So I can go out in the heat and do it regardless of having just finished a 9-hour day, because I can unwind that way,
Mm-hmm.
and it's healthy, and you got to keep everything watered, and It's not a burden, which is good.
Yeah.
I don't like weeding, but that's the only part of it I don't
But it's so
enjoy.
satisfying when it's done.
Yeah, because it's got to look good.
Yeah.
But I can't not have it look good. But I'm not a slave to it either, like some people think. I just enjoy it a lot. We have a mission here at our brokerage that we want you to love where you live. And so hopefully your home allows you to do your hobbies. We'd love to hear about your hobbies and if your home is conducive to it. At the end of the day, your home should fit your lifestyle, whether that means your hobbies, family, or just a place to relax after doing what you love.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. And remember, whatever your hobby is, there's a home out there that fits it perfectly.
There is.
Love it.
Keep looking, and love where you live.
Until
Yep.
next time, we're keeping it real estate.
I'm Rebecca Seyller.
Ashley Allen.
And I'm Kevin McPherson.